Hello and welcome to this PSTrace tutorial video. Today I would like to show you how you can rename curves and this way make it easy for you to organize your measurements in single PS session files. For today I've set up a PalmSense 4 together with our dummy cell. I've connected it to the WEA on our dummy cell just so you know what you're going to see when we're doing measurements with PSTrace. So we can already start looking into PSTrace, and I would like to start showing you a very typical situation that many of you will face most likely. Often when I receive files from customers, what I get is I get multiple files with individual names naming the parameters of the measurement, and each file only contains one curve. So when I now load all these files, you see that all these files have not individual names. The names don't actually give you any information. You can still extract the information because your PS session file does store all the data. For example, if I click on the raw data, I see which file this actually is. And you could, in theory, just go here, Control-C, and Control-V it in here. So you have copy-paste the name of the file as the experiment file, as the experiment name, and then you have it all here. That's possible. Also, if the file name is not unambiguous enough for you, you can also just, press the View Method Parameters button to see which method parameters have been used. Right, so this is how you could deal with that problem. But how can we prevent this problem from occurring? Well, so what you can do is directly after you perform a measurement, rename it. So let's say, for example, reproducing this measurement. So I'm just using new, so I will clear the whole plot. And then I will directly give the experiment a new name. For example, scan rate 1. Right. I can also name the curve if I want to. The nice thing about naming a curve is that if you export your graph, then you will have the legend labeled with the curve name. So that makes it sometimes easier. And now, if I now make another measurement and I use overlay, the measurement that I already have will stay in the plot. So let's just reduce the scan rate by half, which means the measurement takes double as long. So this is just a linear sweep voltammogram on the dummy cell, as I said. Yes, so now we're giving this one an individual name. So scan rate 0.5, for example. And I can go on like this, but to keep this video to a shorter time than infinite, I will just do 3 measurements, name them individually, and then save it. So, of course, you can see that with lower scan rates, we have more time for averaging, so we get rid of a bit more noise. That is just something you see in the curves. Okay, but now I've named my curves, and what I can do now is I can just use the Save Data button, and now I name this one PS Noise Test Multiple Scan Rates. Right, and then I save it. And now if I load this data file, so this one, multiple scan rates, you also see in the preview window that there are multiple measurements in there. So if you gave your curves special colors and you want them to keep these colors when you reload the file, just check this box and there will be no auto assigning of colors, but it will use the colors that were given when the file was saved. Okay, and when you then open the file, so you see it was just reloaded, it still has the names in there. And in this way, you have less files. So I can make a complete measurement series, save it in one PS session file, and after I load it, each measurement has an individual name that makes immediately very clear what this measurement is. And that should make it easier for you to organize bigger amounts of data in PSTrace, so you can open up old PS session files and immediately reorientate yourself to just know, oh, this was that measurement, I did this like that, okay, that's clear. And you don't have to dive deep into the measurement parameters, deep into each of the measurement parameters for each of the measurements. Okay, that's everything that I wanted to tell you today. If you like these kind of videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of these. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn so you don't miss any of the updates we post there. So thanks for watching and have a great day.